Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
Commanders.
Go, fighter. Sorry, we did perfectly.
That was almost like spot on.
It
Wow,
was.
that's
It
a good
was.
start, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I guess hello, Commanders. Commander Place here, and today I am joined by Exegius.
Hello, hello.
And Ascorbius.
Hello there.
And maybe Turgeon a little bit, dropping in and out later as well. But welcome to the Content Creators Roundtable discussion, where we are talking a little bit about Chapter 3, and also some recent news about Chapter 4.
We do the
That just came up. When did that get posted? Like, I didn't look at the time on it. I mean, it was
still warm.
Like an hour ago.
Yeah, that's it's a post. Everyone in my chat's talking about it already. Kind of mentioning some bits and bobs from it, which I guess we should probably talk about that first if we're going to talk about anything. But post-wise, it's up to 16 pages.
Oh my god, already? I knew it was good.
It was at 2 when I saw it.
Yeah, it was at 2 when I saw it too. I almost posted them just to say, you know, watching for the salt, but I wasn't about to break my I'm never posting in those forums ever again rules, so I didn't. Just as a side. I'm sorry. Yeah. Boy, the salt's already going, isn't it? My bad.
Well, someone said that it's weird not to hear the profanity-laced Latvian.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I typically have a PG rating on most of my streams. I attempt to kind of maintain that PG, nice and polite, you know, positive vibe. And without Yamix here, obviously, that might last a little bit longer.
It'll be easier.
We are going to be
so I'm going to say I'll do my best to be good then. I think that was directed at me, everybody.
Well, I try not to swear on screen, but I don't know. It depends on the subject.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny when I did the video with Yamix, the review of the Challenger, and he posted it to the forums. It was 7 pages of discussion on how Yamix was getting around the parental filter because he and I were saying dirty words in it. Yeah, 7 pages of it. Oh, and the mods chimed in on page 3 saying it's absolutely fine. It doesn't break anything, but it still went another 4 pages after that of people complaining about it. We were just like, really?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sorry.
Yes, complicated nickname. Yannix's profanity is nice and polite. You are quite correct.
It is.
I mean, it's not though, is it?
No, his can get. I mean, even I will agree. His can get a bit over the top, right? There wasn't. I don't think there was anything.
Did I not
super
say
bad
sarcasm?
Oh, you did.
Did
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
you did.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that was sarcasm.
You know, I think Yamix is one of those where you either really dig his humor and it's totally your thing, or you're just gonna hate it and react negatively. You know, fortunately for me, I find him pretty damn funny. So. And there I go. Well, that was PG. I guess damn is still PG, isn't it?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's just a word.
Didn't EU or maybe just the UK get some new like in between rating recently in the last couple of years or something?
We've had 12A. That's
okay. Is that the one I'm thinking of then?
Which is kind of like
that was for Batman.
Actually, it's been around for a while. 12A has been typically a home release rating for a very long time. It was 12.
Sorry for the random size.
U, PG, 12, 15, 18, and that's it. But yeah, that's a little bit different.
Yeah,
just because people wanted to go and see it, but it wasn't quite strong enough. But parents wanted to take their kids basically. So.
Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to take on a tangent there. I just was watching a YouTube video on ratings the other day, and they were talking about when PG-13 got added, and then they mentioned something about it in the UK. I couldn't remember who it was. So, shall we jump into the update for those? I'll preface it here. For those that haven't seen it yet, I've posted the link a couple times to my chat. I'll do that again. And essentially, Zach Antionaki, is that how you say it? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I'm leaving that to you guys.
I was going to say crickets. Anyway, yeah. Zach, who's the head of communications, there you go. that's maybe a debatable title, posted a large update to the forums today, and the long and short of it is, I'll just hit the highlights and then we can kind of go through them. That these are the things that I noted as I read it, was that we would be hands-on with Chapter 4 in a number of weeks. Well, 2 is a number and 12 is a number, so which of those is it going to be? My gut says
as is 0.
As is 0.
0 is the number as well.
My gut says
no, it's not. It's not a number, technically.
Well, it's
Yes, it is.
Sure it is. It's just it's a number of it's not anyway. What are you guys thinking for that? 6 weeks? 2 months? I'd be shocked if it was faster than that.
I honestly don't think we're going to see anything new until
I was thinking December.
End of December.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm going to say. Oh, wait, hang on. Right, I'm going to pick a date here. I'm going to call it, and this is going to be my official guess.
I'm writing this down.
I'm going to say, because I'm going to assume it's going to be Tuesday, so 18th of December. That's when I'm calling it.
Oh, I'm going to
December. We will see.
I'm going to guess earlier than that. I'm going to guess. I'm not looking at the calendar right now, but I'm going to guess by the last Tuesday in or Thursday, because they've done it both in November. I'm thinking it'll happen. Oh, actually, you know what? There's somebody just in my chat said a good point. I'm going to assume there'll be a beta for this one, and I'm going to say the beta will be before the beginning of December.
Maybe.
I don't think there's going to be one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Peanut Pete's talking about X4 Foundation coming out. No VR though, buddy.
I know.
Want to jump on it.
I know. That's
no
what.
VR.
That's what. Weren't they going to do VR in it?
I don't know.
I thought that was on the list for a while.
They did that crappy one, didn't they?
Yeah. Is that maybe that's what I'm thinking of?
X Rebirth, you mean?
Yeah, VR.
Yeah, that's right,
I hope they didn't go, well, that didn't sell very well, so we're not doing VR. It had nothing to do with VR.
No,
it had
nothing.
To be crappy.
Yeah.
I mean, X Rebirth was a bad game. I bought it because at the time my computer wasn't powerful enough to run Elite Dangerous. Sorry, I thought my computer wasn't. Turns out it really obviously was. And it wasn't powerful enough to run X Rebirth, actually.
Interesting.
Smoothly. And I was really disappointed with it. The people models really killed it for me.
Yeah, I didn't even play it after the reviews it got. Okay, next up is I just went through. We'll just hit the notes that I saw, and if I miss anything, throw it out. Next thing I thought was interesting. A couple times, I think he said that over 100 people, and that the largest team ever has been working on Elite. And I had to admit, I thought to myself, then what the beep have they been doing this whole time? Right? I mean, if 8, I think that the No Man's Sky interview that somebody shared here, there were 6 people working on No Man's Sky technically, and the massive amount of stuff we got. Thoughts?
I mean, Scorb's just they might have been a bit distracted by a certain dinosaur-based game.
Yes.
Which is also having quite a big update coming as well.
Oh, does it? Okay, I haven't. I've played it once. It's not my kind of game, but it looked pretty. And I know it got pretty good reviews, didn't it?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's
I'll be honest, I didn't get it because it's not something I'll play.
Yeah,
a great amount.
I share a Steam library with a buddy, and he had it, so I installed it and played it that way. Let's see. Next thing that I thought was interesting. These were like 2 sentences apart. We have one exciting piece of news to share. We have one exciting piece of news to share. Then 2 sentences later, we aren't going to be ready to talk about or announce any details quite yet. Like, well, which one is it? Right? So they've got something new to share, which I think was what they were hinting at, which I think we can discuss toward the end, which I think is, at this point, from what I've heard from some others, I very strongly assume is Space Legs. But let's definitely take that at the end because I think that's a big subject. There will be a schedule. Oh, and then after Chapter 4, he said, that will be a schedule to release a considerable time after. So, I mean, God, in Frontier Talk, what is that? 6 months?
I don't know. Yes, yeah. Dinosaurs ate your fleet carrier.
Exactly. Dinosaurs ate your fleet carrier.
Yeah.
That
sounds about right.
That does sound about right. Yeah, I mean, so I guess there's the next, if we're going to keep kind of speculating a bit, I mean, God, I can't believe, I guess it depends if we get Chapter 4 in 2 weeks or a month, maybe we're getting this new whatever, is passed beyond April, May. I can't see it being much sooner than that. Thoughts?
Depends what it is. Because I would rather have a large update packed full of tested, nice quality content.
Yes.
Rather than drip feed. And drip feed seems very much the way they tend to go. And when you think about everything we've had over the last year, and then if you were to condense that all down into one massive update, I think everyone would be a lot more receptive to it.
I would agree with that.
Because the offers of regular updates, and then when you get the update, you're a little bit underwhelmed. Versus hey guys, we're just going to do one big update this year. It's going to be that this is what it's going to be. Have these bits and bobs in. We're just going to focus on it. So we're not going to rush. We're just going to get it right for you. Drop it, and it delivers exactly what they said.
Yep.
Expectations managed and met. And I think that would do it for a lot of people.
Plater, you've got a wing invite.
Like project management, Plater.
Yeah, no shit.
Scarily like.
Oh no, it's one of those weird things. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not something that I do.
You're treading on thin ice there, buddy boy.
So then we come up with an idea.
Yeah, exactly. I think we all agree that that's. We can get to this maybe toward the end, but I think that like a lot of us, certainly the comments that I see very consistently on my side is, we don't want new Guardian stuff. We don't want new Thargoid stuff. So few players, engage in that stuff. What we want are simple, and there'd be so many little simple quality of life improvements that would go such a massive way to making the game better and easier. An example I always go to, when you buy power play cargo, which granted you don't do very often, but when you do your 750 tons, it's 375 clicks to buy 750 tons of cargo. It's absurd. Well, of course, in their opinion, you're not, right? Again, the arrogance of them deciding how we play the game.
Right. Well, let me just highlight
please,
something. You
please.
just said let's not develop things that only a handful of people are using, so that you can make
that's all right. So
only a handful of people are using easier.
Fair. So, but I think that's just a little example of things that would be so easy to change. No, but you're right. I think, for example, another thing I harp on a lot is when you go to do the CQC, when you go to CQC and you go to create a squad, or actually just a second ago, Plater was offline and I wanted to add him to my private group. I have to scroll through the entire list sorted in some complete nonsensical way. Why is it that sorted alphabetically? That's one line of code, right? It's those little things that I think it's so frustrating to all of us, and we see so many things, right?
It should be sorted in order of Plater and not Plater.
Oh, that's exactly right.
That does sound
that does sound about right.
Everybody else.
I just want to quick mention a discovery that I've just made. Is that, did you know that the plasma autocannons on the fighters do not charge Guardian pylons?
Oh, interesting. Really? I wonder if the Gauss cannon on the Lance does.
Because I brought an Anaconda with no weapons.
The only thing I've got is a pack-hound rack and fighters.
Score, what are you bringing?
You didn't bring the science lasers, did you?
No, I didn't bring science lasers.
Science lasers, you have to bring science lasers.
Do you have the lance?
I've never played this game before.
Do you have the lance with you?
I have. I got some beam lasers.
Okay. I was going to say, because I can self-destruct and teleport back if I need to. Okay, so now let's jump to the big part, the big two-parter that was essentially the meat of the thing. In Chapter 4, we are not getting ice planets, nor are we getting fleet carriers. So we're getting squadrons, lots of rah-rah, can't wait, super excited about squadrons, but no fleet carriers. And I think, certainly my player group, all of us were super excited about the fleet carrier. That's to me, that's the entire core of squadrons. Right. Otherwise, I don't know what else. The only other thing that I've wondered if they would ever finally give us would be the ability to maybe trade materials between each other. And I personally have always thought that's a terrible idea, because as soon as you can do that, as soon as I can just give any random player any material I want, I can now start selling those on the real world market. Right. I can say, hey, I'll give you 10 modified embedded firmware for $5. Right. And Frontier have said many times they're never going to allow that, which I think is great. But I've thought that maybe with squadrons, you do kind of like power play, where once you're squatted up for X amount of time, say it's a month, now you can share resources between each other, right? So that would prevent people from just very quickly, willy-nilly sharing things. You'd have to make a really severe commitment, which, you know, you're not going to do lightly. But otherwise, what is it going to give us? A tag on our ship?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, like...
group chat, maybe? A social menu?
Is it?
Maybe. All stuff that we do in... I mean, stuff that I don't want to do in-game anyway. Do you guys use the voice services in-game ever over Discord?
No, because they're really annoying.
Right.
With the voice effect.
Right. I actually kind of dig the voice effect, but the fact that I can't use 2 separate audio devices, which for me is a must, I can't use it. Right. So I mean, but I've always thought it was funny that, you know, 1,200 years from now, cell phones still suck. Right, because the audio quality is so bad.
Good quality of life suggestion in Plata's chat from Ibalese. Don't know how that's pronounced. Sorry if I'm butchering it. Something that only affects a handful of players, but it's an important one. Quality of life improvements, settings to help people who are colorblind.
Oh, that, you know, I've heard I personally never thought about that, but I've heard a couple people say that. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, have you tried not being colorblind?
No, you just get those in chroma glasses. You just buy those in chroma glasses. Come on. You're choosing to be colorblind.
Switch 3D mode on. Just switch 3D mode on.
Yeah, the red blue 3D mode.
The red, yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, there should be some options to change it, because like different people have color blindness for different sets of colors. I think red, green is a very common one. So,
it is, yeah.
They do need to do something like that, like giving people the
I
ability
agree.
to customize their HUD internally.
Yep. Has been requested for how long? I mean, that's been requested for 2 years now. Right? And it obviously, I mean, the game has the capability, just give us a fucking interface for it. How hard is that, right?
Yeah.
You know, we get this big interface to customize our commander, which I've used all of once. Why couldn't that be added into that interface very, very easily?
Eblis. All right.
By the way, I'm just going to quickly say to my stream, I'm about to jump into the Guardian Beacon. I know a number of you guys have seen this before. For those of you that haven't, it is really, really damn impressive. We'll charge it here in just a second so you can see it all, you know, in its fantastic glory. So if you've not seen this and you're kind of not paying attention to the screen at the moment, you might want to look. Sorry, just throwing that out there.